Hello, and welcome to everyone participating in today's webinar on heritage and climate change. My name is Andrew Potts, and I have the pleasure of bringing greetings to you from the Climate Change and Heritage Working Group of ICOMOS. Let me start by telling you a little bit about our working group. In 2017, the ICOMOS Triennial General Assembly, being held in India, voted to commit ICOMOS to the goal of mobilizing the cultural heritage sector for climate action. Our working group was formed to aid ICOMOS in achieving this admittedly ambitious goal. After about a year and a half of work, in July 2019, the working group issued a report entitled "The Future of Our Pasts: Engaging Cultural Heritage in Climate Action." The report concludes that cultural heritage offers immense and virtually untapped potential to drive climate action and support just transitions by communities towards low-carbon, climate-resilient futures. Importantly, however, the report also concludes that realizing that potential requires two things. First, better recognition of the cultural dimensions of climate change by climate scientists, climate policymakers, ministries of the environment. And second, adjustments to the aims and methodologies of heritage itself. For purposes of this webinar, I really want to stress this second finding. It is the conclusion of ICOMOS that the existential threat posed to communities and their heritage by climate change requires adjustments in the aims and methodologies of the practice of heritage. So, of course, this has tremendous ramifications for the cultural heritage sector, but it also has ramifications for each of us. Each of us has a choice to make in the way we practice cultural heritage. We can either choose to proceed with business as usual, or we can choose to adjust the way we do our work so that our work becomes a part of the solution to climate change. So what does the practice of cultural heritage look like when it's a part of the solution to climate change? Well, one thing we know is that risk assessment skills are critical. In fact, the Future of Our Past report concludes that the ability, the skill, the knowledge to assess the risks posed by current and future climate change to cultural heritage is foundational to the ability of heritage professionals to deal with climate change. It's for that reason that I'm really excited about the upcoming virtual course on climate change risk assessment for cultural heritage. I believe many of you will be taking this course over the coming weeks. I want to congratulate the organizers of this course, ICOMOS Argentina, the Fundación Ciudad de la Plata, and the Patrimonio y Cambio Climático initiative for organizing the course. The course is exactly the kind of innovation that we in ICOMOS want to encourage. At the same time, it needs to be acknowledged that risk assessment is only the entry point, the starting point into the issue of climate change. We have to remember that the problem of climate change is anthropogenic. It means caused by people. The more greenhouse gas emissions people emit into the atmosphere, the warmer the globe will become. And the warmer it gets, the worse the climate change hazards and the worse the impact on cultural heritage. In order to reduce the rate of sea level rise, reduce the heat waves, reduce the storms, we in cultural heritage need to become leaders in the effort to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The more we can help our communities decarbonize, the less the risk to cultural heritage and the greater the chance that our adaptation efforts will succeed. At the same time, we also have to acknowledge that no matter what, we're not going to be able to adapt to every problem of climate change. We will experience, indeed, we are already experiencing irreversible loss and damage to cultural heritage and heritage values. And so how we in the cultural heritage profession deal with that loss and how we help communities prepare for and deal with that loss will be another key issue. To conclude, I want to end on a happy note, an optimistic note, and it's this webinar. This webinar gives me optimism. The fact that you are participating in this webinar tells me that you want to be a part of the solution to climate change. So thank you for making that choice. Thank you for joining ICOMOS in the global movement to mobilize the cultural heritage sector for climate action, the movement we call #ClimateHeritage, #Patrimonio Climático. We look forward to working with you on this, and have a great webinar.